Welcome in. It's a Thursday edition of Corbet's Corner. Matt Cruzen. I'm Dylan Corbett. I am here in my house in St. Louis. I'm hoping to get possibly some Cardinals content coming up as this is the final regular season week, and they are at home. So I'm hoping to sneak over maybe to Ballpark Village. We got Thursday Night Football tonight. We've also got the NBA Western Conference Finals between the Nuggets and the Lakers, so we'll be previewing those. First, Matt, want to just get to this line here with the Dolphins and the Jaguars tonight. Kind of a crap game, right? But maybe we will get treated to maybe one of those shoot 'em out Thursday night games that no one really has a dog for, but it's just fun to gamble on and watch as just a fan of NFL football. So I'll go and make a play on this. I got fooled by the Saints on Monday night. They were the public side. They were the favorite. Jaguars are the public side tonight. They are the favorite. And I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I think DJ Chark, he was a late, inactive that came across this afternoon. I think that's going to hurt Gardner Minshew a little bit. Fitzpatrick's going to throw his interceptions, but he also can rack up some passing yards and some points as well, which we just saw against the Bills. I'm going to stick with the points to be safe, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Dolphins win this game.
Would not be shocked either. It's another one of those ugly crapshoot games. It reminds me of 3 years ago. It was the 49ers and the Rams. It was before the Rams became the Rams. But that game ended up something around like 45-42 or something. Came down to the last play. One of the best Thursday night games we've had in years. You can only hope that's what we get tonight with this matchup. There's two plays I liked, and it was along the line of thinking with the DJ Chark being ruled inactive. I like Laviska Shenault over in his yards. I took it right away when I saw DJ Chark was inactive at 37.5. I just looked, it's at 42.5 now. So that has gone up. Just last week, the Dolphins gave up plays of 47, 46, 26, 46, and 38 yards against the Bills. That's just to different receivers. So honestly, Brown and Diggs could have had another long one. That's just their longest. Their defense is terrible. I am all on board with Minshew Mania. I love him, everything about him. I think he can throw the ball around tonight. Both defenses are terrible. So, yeah, I have no issues with the Dolphins' points. This could definitely be a field goal game.
Yeah, I thought about hitting the over. I stayed away because I think it opened something at like 43 or 44, and Public and Sharps are on the same side. It is shot all the way up to 49. So that might be a little bit more out of my price range there. So I stayed away. But again, I'll root for a shootout. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins there. And yeah, getting us started here for a big weekend because we've got Saturday, SEC's playing football. It's a big Saturday slate. Sunday, of course, we're all going to be glued to our television for the red zone. So a big weekend. And we got NBA playoffs as well, the conference finals. We did see the Heat last night win against the Celtics. They're one game away from the NBA finals. I took the Heat last night plus 3.5. And I think they're eventually going to win that series. This series, however, with the Western Conference, with the Nuggets and the Lakers, I hit the first game with the Lakers spread, but then the Nuggets have covered two straight. And the Nuggets, of course, just won the past one, but they probably should have won game two, right? That was AD's buzzer beater. This is a tough one to pick. The number is right at that 6.5 number again. So I'll give way to Matt here, first of all. How did you see this game? You've been keeping an eye on this one. Of course, you're plugged into baseball. So much going on right now, but how do you see, what is this, game 4 already, right? With the Lakers up 2-1 over the Nuggets, and the Lakers are a 6.5-point favorite tonight.
Yeah, the big story in this series is kind of what I alluded to when we did a quick preview about a week ago, and it's the Lakers' three-point shooting. In Game 1, 42%. In Game 2, 36%. In Game 3, 26%. That's a trend that's gone down substantially. Yeah. The Nuggets have been consistent, 35, 33, and 37. So you know what they're going to get from them. Lakers, the role players, Danny Green, Kuzma, who's making shots tonight. I think the Lakers bounce back. I think they light it up again. It's going to be the Alex Caruso show. They roll. They win by 15.
Okay, so you got a Lakers covered. That's why I was leaning too, and I think whatever I'm going to end up picking is going to be wrong. It's a real interesting game because are we going to get 3-1, right? The Nuggets they've won 2 series down 3-1. They beat the Jazz, and they just came back in their recent series, of course, as well, stunning the Clippers. Is it going to get to 3-1, or will the Nuggets will it get to 3-1, and can the Nuggets even keep it close? So it's going to be interesting. It's split right down the middle, tickets-wise tonight. I believe the public and the sharps are both just barely on. There has been some sharp action on the Nuggets. And I guess I'll just go with the Nuggets. I don't feel confident about it. Matt's on the Lakers, and I definitely leaned that way, but it's too many points perhaps for what's been a tight contested series. So I guess I'll just take the points there, and probably I'd be happy with the Lakers going. Are you rooting for anyone as you're watching the NBA, Matt? Or are you kind of just rooting for a good overall NBA championship?
Overall, just good basketball. I'm on board with the Heat, and I'll rooting interest the Nuggets for just for the sake of the Nuggets being the Nuggets. The Heat, though, absolutely love Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero. Jimmy Butler was got a little bit of mention in the local airwaves today in Minnesota about how what he did last year, and it was in the aftermath of Hero saying he wouldn't be where he is without Butler and how good of a teammate Butler was. Well, that was
Right.
the thing here is Butler's a terrible teammate because he just he tells it how it is. So love him, love his mindset ever since he came in the league in Chicago. So I am actively rooting for the Heat. As for the Western Conference, just good basketball, which we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I think the playoffs have been really good, even with the bubble. I've kind of gotten used to it, the virtual fans glitching behind everyone. So before we get you out of here, just a quick Thursday pod. We'll get you into NFL football. A big sports weekend. Is there anything you're specifically looking forward to, Matt? I'll go first. Like, I lost in all the madness. It's going to be a great college football Saturday. I've got my buddy's birthday that I'm going to be attending. UFC, it's I forget what number it is. It might be UFC 253 or 254. There's like 3 title fights, and the headliner is going to be incredible. Paulo Costa against Adesanya. So it's going to be great. I might have to keep an eye on that. UFC kind of sometimes gets lost in the fact. Notre Dame is not playing this week, Matt. Are you going to keep an eye on possibly something else?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The main thing is no Notre Dame football, so that's the first time. Kind of hits a little closer to home with my team being out with the. It's not them; it's other team, COVID team.
USF, right?
One thing I am watching, back to baseball like we talked about yesterday, but the Twins actually just jumped up to take the AL Central lead by a half game. They've won four in a row. The Sox have lost 4 in a row. So that's going to come down to Sunday, most likely. Now the Twins control their own destiny, which is great. Win out and you win the division, get the 2 seed. So I have my eye on that.
That's good stuff. Should be a fun sports weekend. This is Corbet's Corner. He's Matt Cruz, and I'm Dylan Corbett. Keep it locked on our social media. We might do a pod tomorrow if we find the time. Get some picks in, of course, for you as well for NFL Sunday, college football Saturday. And if we can't do a pod, we'll at least put it out on social media, of course, as well. So thanks for listening. I haven't even checked the subscribers, but we're getting close to that 40 mark, which I set for a goal at the end of this week. And we are on pace for that. So keep hitting subscribe. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching and keeping it locked here on Corbett's Corner.